Now that was a movie that lots of people will immediately get, unless you're someone who's never had your heart broken. In that case, what's it like to be made of magical fairy dust? All Nighter is a comedy from 2017 that stars J.K. Simmons and Emile Hirsch in a story about a father whose daughter goes missing, and he teams up with her ex-boyfriend in order to track her down and figure out where she is over the course of one kind of crazy evening. I think it's pretty obvious who plays what roles, and this movie sets itself up with a situation that if you're a dude that's ever dated a girl, you will immediately get. Now sure, it's a stereotype. The boyfriend and the father butting heads. But it's a stereotype for a reason. Those dynamics of a relationship between a boyfriend and his girlfriend's father are strained and uncomfortable, at least during the first meeting. It may be founded in genuine reasons, or it could be because it's the sort of situation we've seen play out in stuff like movies forever. Either way, it's relatable. Now just imagine that you have to help this individual locate your ex as he drags you through the night to all of these hot spots that do nothing except remind you of the relationship that you lost. It's heartbreaking, yet handled very well with an awkward and wholesome performance from Emile Hirsch. Emotional reaction levels are subjective, but for the sake of the movie, the part is played very well balanced by Emile, who never goes too strongly one way or the other. What I mean by that is he's not like completely over her and not affected by it at all, versus he's also not doing nothing except wallowing in self-pity and heartbreak. It's a struggle for him, for sure, but he's really good at putting on this sort of tough guy act as he continues to try to impress the father of the girl who broke his heart. And that role is played magnificently by J.K. Simmons. Think of the character he plays in this movie as sort of a light version of the one that he played in Whiplash, and you got a pretty good idea of what this character is like. And the two of them, I thought, were great together. This is the sort of movie that completely relies on the performances and the chemistry of these two main characters. And these two had some really decent chemistry that made for some very entertaining and honestly really funny moments. With the movie being built around the idea that the goal is to find his daughter, the whole movie sort of does come down to that age-old saying of it's all about the journey as opposed to the destination. Like, you know how it's going to end. That's not what you're really here for. You're here to see all the crazy shenanigans that these two are going to find themselves entangled with, all the while butting heads as they are who they are. They move from situation to situation and from one oddball character to the next. All the while, Emile Hirsch is acting as this sort of bumbling guide to J.K. Simmons' deadpan, laser-focused father. And it all just works in a very entertaining way. And this movie had a surprising amount of character development for a movie like this. I imagine the screenwriter was probably writing from some personal experience, which is great, and it totally shows. Then again, it could very well be complete fiction. And in that case, bravo! Well done. There's also a great sort of respect paid to the music that they use. Nothing immensely noticeable, but I found it quite pleasant and noteworthy. So, there's my note. All Nighter gets an 8 out of 10. Great performances, endearing character development, and some solid music definitely make this one worth checking out. And if that's something you want to do, I watched it on Amazon Prime Video. I'm sure it's probably available on other platforms to some of my American viewers. So what about you guys? Have you seen All Nighter? What did you think about it? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you all in the next one.